Hello, it's Brian Shannon from AlphaTrends.net. Today is Friday, the 27th of March, 2009. I'm going to do a quick summary here. I'm going to save my further in-depth analysis for Sunday evening. Sign up at AlphaTrends.net for that live analysis. I will try to record it and get that on the blog, but it usually takes a couple hours after, so it shouldn't be available till late Sunday night if you can't join live. Anyway, the Nasdaq continues to move higher. It's been following this rising 10-day moving average real nice, and we're well above that 50-day moving average. If we look at the 30-minute time frame, we've still got this rising 5-day moving average and a clear pattern of higher highs and higher lows. So we look at this trend line. This is really what's been defining this trend right here, is this trend line. I think breaking that will be significant on the downside, meaning that it would lead us to a more sustained pullback, maybe back down towards that 29 level. But the trend obviously remains higher. As far as, since this gap higher, the average price has now been about $29.30. So that adds further credibility to that level as being the potential area where support would be found on a pullback. The financials also continue to be in an uptrend, but we're seeing it actually more neutral than anything here. If we take a look at the average price since they've rallied, 8.5 is that level. That 8.5 is also this prior little peak right here, so we can see that 8.5 will be an important level if this market decides to pull back. That was about $8.60, but we'll call it 8.50. That will continue to be important. We've got resistance up in here, but the market holds on to these gains very nicely, and so far it's showing that we do see bidders under the market, and that markets correct one of two ways, either through price or through time. Price obviously meaning a pullback, or through time just turning sideways before the next leg higher. And I think moving past basically this area at about 970 or so could lead to another leg higher, and as the shorts pay the price a little bit here. But we are pretty extended here on the daily time frame, so just got to continue to be very cautious in this environment. The S&P 500 backed off $1.50 today. Obviously it remains above that $80 level that had been, that's so important, and it's above this 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average is declining though, so still, we're not out of the woods yet. I think a lot of people are feeling a lot more confident than maybe they should, but as long as this trend is higher, then you want to continue to milk those longs. But we're seeing more tests, more frequent tests of this trend line, and like any form of support, the more times tested, the more likely it is to fail to hold the market. And we're seeing more tests, and the tests are more frequent. We've got this 5-day moving average still rising, but reason for short-term caution, continued short-term caution, that is. 78, same story here. This was a prior level of resistance here in the 30-minute time frame, like the other markets, and that's actually now the average price, or the volume-weighted average price from this point forward. So let me just clear that up and show that once again. The volume-weighted average price from the beginning of this rally is at about $78 a share. So I think breaking down below that trend line could lead to the move down towards that $78 level. Today was a little bit weaker. We do have the end of the quarter, so again, a lot of reasons to just kind of go slow in here. The Russell 2000 was down $1.49. Here's what basically defines the trend in here, is this trend line, and you can look at these in draw multiple trend lines and say, well, maybe breaking that, it comes down to this next level. We don't know if this will be the more viewed as more significant by the market, but we want to again draw trend lines to capture what's known as the essence of the trend, and what defines the price action most clearly. And recently it's been this level, this trend line right here, as it is the one that seems to be getting tested more frequently. This market also had a huge rally off of these lows, and we're up to this area where we had seen prior importance throughout the year, let's take a look at the average price since the beginning of the year. We're basically right at it. So we'll go a lot more in detail on this on Sunday evening at alphatrends.net, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you have any stocks that you want me to take a look at, first come, first serve. Whoever Twitters me those, if you email them to me, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to, I just can't take a look at all the emails. So Twitter only, that keeps it concise. It's in one place, then everyone can see it as well. Thanks and enjoy your weekend.